Once upon a time, in a village in the valley, there lived a boy who loved the sky. He would lie on the ground for hours and stare at the clouds, the birds, the trees, everything. When he looked up in the sky, he saw only endless blue. But he believed there was more to the sky than what met the eye. The boy's name was Galileo, and he lived with his parents in a small house on the edge of the village. His father was a cobbler, and his mother was a weaver. They were poor, but happy. They had each other, and they had Galileo. They loved each other very much. One day, while walking through the market, Galileo saw an old telescope. It was brass, long and thick, with a large lens at one end and a small eyepiece at the other. "What does it do?" he asked the merchant. "It's a telescope," the merchant said. "It helps you see things that are far away." Galileo looked through the telescope and saw a group of people standing far away on the other side of the market.
He handed the merchant the coin and ran to get his telescope.
When he reached home, he went to the roof of their house and started looking through the telescope towards the sky. He saw the sun, the moon, the clouds,
but he couldn't see anything else. He tried adjusting the telescope, but nothing happened. Disappointed, he put the telescope aside and went down.
That night, unable to sleep, Galileo got out of bed and again went to the terrace.
He took the telescope with him. He pointed it towards the sky and started looking through it. And this time, he saw something amazing. There were so many stars twinkling in the sky. It was as if someone had sprinkled millions of diamonds on black velvet. He kept looking and looking. Then he saw something strange. One of the stars was winking at him. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the light. But then the star winked again. And then it became clear to Galileo that it was not a star at all. It was a planet. He started watching the planet every night. He noted its position in the sky and the changes in its brightness. He was sure that the planet was sending him secret messages. Excited, he shared his discovery with his friends. But they didn't believe him. "There are no planets in the sky," they said. "There are only stars." Galileo was sad, but he didn't care.
He continued watching the planets. He built a new telescope.
It was strong and sturdy, made of wood and iron. It had a large lens that could magnify things 30 times their original size. With his new telescope, Galileo could see more planets. Some were small and some were big. Some were round, some were oval. One planet had rings around it.
Galileo was overjoyed.
It was as if the planets were winking at him, as if they were saying, "We are here."
"Come and talk to us." He kept watching them for years, noting their positions and movements. He drew pictures of them and showed them to everyone who would listen. "Look," he said, "the planets are not just balls in the sky. They are real worlds like ours. Maybe they have trees and animals and maybe even people living on them." People started listening to him.
They came to watch the planets with him.
They saw the beauty of the rings of Saturn and the red spot on Jupiter. News of Galileo's discoveries reached the king. He sent for him and asked him to show the planets to him. Galileo did so, and the king was amazed. "You have opened my eyes to the wonders of the universe," he said. "For this, I will give you a reward."
Galileo thought for a moment.
"Your Majesty," he said, "I don't want any reward except for the wish to keep looking at the sky." The king granted his wish. Galileo continued watching the planets and stars. He discovered 4 moons of Jupiter and helped discover comets and satellites.
He spent his entire life looking up in the sky. He died a happy man because he had followed his curiosity and that had opened the doors of science to him. This is the story of Galileo, the man who changed the way we look up in the sky. If you like this story, like this video.
and share it with your friends.
Do